Waking up and wishing that. Yep. Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is now May 4th. May the 4th be with you, mother fudgers. Yeah. First, before I talk about anything, what you can expect from this show today. I was going to talk about Shogun, but I feel like I'm going to talk about, I'll do that on Sunday. That'll be the Sunday episode because Shogun needs to be talked about by itself for a little bit. But we will be talking about Dead Boy Detectives. Great show, but you know what I mean. We're going to talk about it, and then we're also going to talk about. I finally finished finished the latest season of My Hero Academia, literally a day before the next season starts, because that's just what I do. And also, it sucks to have a keto flu and also possibly a cold/flu going on right now with myself. So been blowing my nose and doing all the rest of that cool stuff. So if I sound stuffy, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try my hardest to not blow my nose as much as possible. But welcome to the pod. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourselves. But first, where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also Twitter at Nicetown Finest. Hey, by the way, this is not on purpose. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just picked a shirt out from like a pile, and this is the shirt that I found. I'm not even gonna lie. It sounds crazy, I know, but this is the shirt. It's My Hero Academia shirt. If you're just a listener, but just let it be known. That's just what we do here. And oh yeah, we're talking about the latest season mostly because I talked about it beforehand. But oh yeah, by the way, also we're talking about Reggie Bush getting his Heisman Trophy finally. Just which I think is bullshit, but that's just a whole different schedule for a different day. Hopefully, this just took me off the algorithm. Whoops, whatever. But first, I want to talk about Dead Boy Detectives. Then I want to talk about something personal to begin the show. But I feel like the last part needs to be the personal part. Yeah, okay, cool. So, Dead Boy Detectives is a spinoff of the Sandman. Now, if you haven't watched Sandman on Netflix, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like? I'm not gonna lie, that's been one of the better Netflix shows in quite a while. And I think that y'all need to go watch it. It's very y'all know me, man. I like to watch some weird stuff lately. Not lately, but I like to watch weird stuff. Like Legion was one of my favorite TV shows. I love Legion. Sorry, Charles Xavier's son. But we're gonna continue on. We're gonna continue on. Dead Boy Detectives follows two kids, really two high schoolers that have been dead for one's been dead for over like 60 years, maybe almost 100 years, and then the other one like died in like the 80s. They're both British, so it's like a little one's like a British preparatory. Well, they both died in the same preparatory school, and in like just like maybe like 50 years from each other, stuff like that. And they turned into a detective agency, like solving crimes with ghosts and demons and things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, the show had me gripped for 8 episodes. For 8 episodes, they did an amazing job with the overall plot, and then also having the show be based on like villain of the week, like ghost of the week or demon of the week, or something like that. It was cool. Like I said, like if you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, or if you've been listening to y'all know I love villain of the week type stuff. I know a lot of people don't. Oh man, it's something different. But I think they mix that in perfectly well with the overarching story of they need to get out of this town and they're stuck in this town with this girl that somehow is a psychic. You know what I'm saying? Like the cool, and she had a demon inside of her. Like that whole story, her whole storyline is even interesting too. Which is it's just cool to watch, man. They one of the episodes they have this anime girl who like you thought you would think something different when you see her, when you first see her, especially when the psychic girl first sees her. Sorry. If I'm sniffling a lot, my bad. But you see her and you're like, oh, this could be okay, let's get a little frisky. And it actually turns like that episode just gets turned on his head completely. good. It was so good, man. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to spoil too much about it because I feel like y'all should definitely go check this show out. I I will say this. This is the only spoiler I will say. There's only one character, maybe two. No, I think there's only one. There's only really one character from the Sandman series that actually come into play for this show. There's only one, and it makes sense as that one. But and it's not Dream, of course. It's not Morpheus. So I like I said, I completely love this show. I love detective shows too. Like I'm like Luther. Luther was definitely one of my favorite shows. Like the Brits are coming, man. The Brits are not going to like they're not going to let us win. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, look, we can do TV better than you guys. We do theater probably better. Movies, most of the actors are British, and now we're here with TV shows, and they're just like kicking our ass. I don't know what to do with this. It's bothering me. I wish that we just want to win. I just want a dub right now as an American, as what some people will call themselves, patriot. I just where's the American actors at? But no, I'm joking. But I do have to say, man, I love the show. I loved it, man. It had me on my. I watched it in probably 2 days, mostly because I work all the time, guys. But I really did spend like most of the weekend watching that show. Like it was great. I love it. I love like trying to solve a mystery while watching the show and then being like, oh, but that connects to the overarching story. What the fuck is going on? Like you just sit there watching, you're just like, this is awesome. This is really cool. If you do like detective cat and mouse type stuff, and you like to be guessing and like to I'm trying to think how I can like if you want to be part of a mystery, then this is the show. This is pretty much like a live action. I wouldn't even say because we are hearing that there's going to be a live action Scooby Doo. This made it possible. Like shows like these make a live action Scooby Doo very, very possible. Like they were talking to cats in the show. Like they can hear cats. Like cats apparently can talk to the dead, which is not too far from like what we always heard about cats and dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like they always had like a sense. Yeah, that sucked. They always had like a sense of things like that, especially of the supernatural. So I don't know. It's kind of weird because I'm starting to get into like more supernatural shit, and I probably should stop before I start truthfully believing in shit like this. Well, maybe some of it I do, but I just like if you guys get a chance, check out Dead Boy Detectives. You will not be disappointed. It's on Netflix, and it's literally only 8 episodes, but it's 8 episodes was just straight greatness. I thought it was a perfect show. I thought they did a really good job. There were some things here and there. Even the CGI was actually very well done. Most of the episodes were great. They built the build-ups to the next ones. They actually will leave a cliffhanger from each episode to the next. Like it was, man. I'm floored by how good this show is, and I'm also floored that like literally Max, the Max app, dropped the fucking ball on this one. Y'all dropped the ball. I'm sorry. How did they? It was right there for you. I don't understand how y'all are a DC copy. I mean, DC company. Like y'all have all DC shows, and you let this one fall beneath through the cracks. You also let Sandman fall beneath the crack. I mean, through the cracks too. I don't understand that part. I just don't. I know they were trying to get sold to Discovery or whatever, or I forgot how they really did it. But how do you have Batman, Superman, everybody else? This is what this is. This is that Sony and Marvel problem. You know what I'm saying? Like Sony has like controlling stakes of Spider-Man and all of his villains. So Marvel has to pretty much buy out getting Spider-Man, which is, what I mean, this is the same exact problem that we're having here with DC. Like there's certain shows, there's certain characters that they cannot be used. And actually these characters were shopped to them. Oh, this is imagine this show if you do go watch it. Imagine that show with like HBO quality production. Come on, for real? How y'all messed that up? Damn, I paid for you. Why? Give me 1 second, y'all. My bad. Hold on. We're gonna do this. We gotta do this. Sorry if you heard that. I gotta man. I would like to say having the keto flu and having a cold at the same fucking time is the I recommended 0 out of fucking 10. I promise. I recommended 0 out of 10. Because right now, the cold came out of nowhere. I promise y'all, the cold came out. I was driving home one day, and all of a sudden I just start feeling sick. All of a sudden I was just like, oh shit. Something's coming, baby. And yeah, hey, this ain't good. This is a sinking ship. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh man, this is a cold coming in. Fuck. And then I have keto flu today, which doesn't help with anything else that's going on in life. So now I'm fighting off that and fighting off this damn cold. I'm getting it from both ends, and it just isn't cool, man. I can't just get hit by one or the other for a second and then give me a reprieve. But at least we're trying to get both of them done at the same time, I guess. Yes, I do get colds during the springtime and summer colds too, because there will be a summer cold coming. I promise. There's a reason why there hasn't been a show this week, because I've been feeling like pure dog shit. Thought I was gonna feel better tomorrow. I mean, yesterday, but that was a damn lie. So now we're here. Also, I'm recording this at 12 a.m. on May 4th. So just putting it out there. You know, you guys like, what? Yesterday? Yeah. Day before Friday. So that's Thursday. Is that what the day is? Oh, also there's a massive flood here in my neighborhood. So that's cool too. And possibly, fuck my car up. So hey, it's just been a great week, man. This week has definitely been swimmingly. we're the end of this week, we are killing it. We're killing the game for sure. All right. Next, I think I wanted to talk about Reggie Bush. Yeah. We're talking about Reggie Bush. All right. I would like to say this. First of all, Reggie Bush Heisman Trophy should have never gave him his Heisman Trophy. I know he was doing the right thing, kind of, but at the same time, he should have never had to give. Look, listen, Reggie Bush is one of the greatest college football players of all time. You kids won't understand it. Reggie Bush is one of the greatest of all time. If you ever go back, you weren't there. You had to be there to watch Reggie Bush. You had to be there to watch Reggie Bush do a stop and juke the shit out of a whole entire team. I watched him. He stopped at the sideline, juked the guy, and then kept it moving. Like, if Reggie Bush touched the ball, it's possibly going to be a 15-yard game to a touchdown. And I'm not joking around. I'm dead serious. And then he also had Lindell White. So they were literally thunder and lightning. But let's be real, the most electrifying player almost of all time in college football, I would definitely say, is Reggie Bush. There's Mike Vick. I know you guys are like, oh, wait, hold on. Yes, hold on. I know. Hold on. There is Mike Vick. We do have Mike Vick. I will say that. And I'll also say Tavon Austin. Yes, I know you guys are like, Tavon Austin. Go to Tavon Austin's main highlight tape, and you'll see why we talked about you had to be there. You just had to be there. To tell you the truth, it took this USC team was loaded, and I mean on offense and defense back in those days. And to be the best player and the most scariest out of that group, you had to be some type of different dog. It took Vince Young running wild for them to get dethroned. Like, Matt Leinart won a Heisman. Reggie Bush won a Heisman. You had Ray Maluga on the other side. You had some killers on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like, that USC team was disgusting. That team was never supposed to lose. It just took literally a Herculean effort from Vince Young to beat them. But I feel like, and I know people don't agree with me on this, and that's fine. I don't give a fuck. You can truthfully kiss my ass. I think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. Not because, oh, well, he bet on the game. That's the number one rule. Ew. Shut the fuck up. Who cares? Pete Rose is one of the greatest hitters. Sorry, hold on. Pete Rose is the greatest hitter of all time, contact hitter. He has the most hits of all time. I think Tony Gwynn, I would say Tony Gwynn kind of edges him out, but Pete Rose has the record. First of all, that's one of the greatest records of all time. Okay? That's one of the most unbeatable records. that they talk about of all time, except for Joe DiMaggio's 40, I think it's 45. I think he's at 45. I think his was at 45. 45 game hit streak. No one has done that, first of all. Secondly, you know what I'm saying? He was called Charlie Hustle. Okay. All right. He separated the guy's shoulder during the fucking All-Star game. Okay. And also, he's a former Philly, so I don't really give a shit. If anybody got a problem with it, you fuck off. But Pete Rose was one of the greatest baseball players of all time, and he's not in the Hall of Fame for playing baseball, not for betting on base. I can't understand Hall of Fame. He's out of the Hall of Fame of outside of baseball, understandably. Some shit that, you know, we've heard about from him. But on that field, Pete Rose is one of the greatest. And he should be in the Hall of Fame, first of all. Secondly, Shoeless Joe Jackson should also be. Baseball is so weird like that. But at the same time, Reggie Bush was living with his agent or some shit. He was living with the agent, and he has to give his Heisman Trophy back, but didn't OJ keep his? Actually, wasn't that one of the things that OJ was trying to steal back or something like that? Or held somebody hostage for? I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I don't know if OJ did it or not. I'm not. That's a whole different story for a different day. But you let him keep his, but you pretty much told Reggie that he had to give his back because he took payment so his family can eat. Because back in those days, there weren't NIL deals. Because if there was, Reggie Bush would have been one of the more higher paid athletes out there, for sure. I think he would have stayed 4 years of college if he was getting paid. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I think that dude, like I said, that's one of, like, if there's a top 5 list of greatest college football players of all time, he's on it. He's on it. How did you plan to stop Reggie Bush when he played for the UFC? When he had Matt Leinart throwing the ball? How did you plan to stop him? There was no way. There wasn't a way. Dude was too electrifying. He's too electrifying. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like what he did on that field did not deter. I mean, I feel like him getting money does not deter doesn't make him more athletic than anyone else. Didn't give him any type of enhancements. I could see if he had, like, if you caught him with steroids or something like that, okay, that changes the game a little bit. But him getting some money to make sure that his family had a roof over their head, to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that there was food on the table. Why is that a problem? Why was that a problem for the NCAA in the first place? Why, you wanted to make free labor? You had free labor. Okay, cool. There it is. These kids were free labor for you, for $1 billion institutions. It bothers me. It really does. It pisses me off, actually. It pisses me off that it took this long for him to get his Heisman back. When there's a college football game coming out this year. This year, there's a college football game coming out. Very excited about it, by the way. I cannot wait. I'm not even going to lie to you. I will be in line to buy that. Actually, I'm not in line. I'll probably buy it digitally. Let's be real. Okay. So we're talking about that. You know what I mean? And, like, what's his name? Destroying. The dude had to quit college football as a kicker because he was making money on YouTube. The fuck? Why are you in these why were they in these kids' pockets to begin with? This doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put money in front of a 19, 18, 19, 20-year-old's hands and in front of their face, they're going to want to take it. You know, it doesn't make any sense, especially if they're coming from poor backgrounds. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad that the NIL is here, but at the same time, it should have been here. It should have been at least monitored. You know what I mean? In at least a monitor state. But what he did not affect what happened on that field. So why the fuck does he have to give back a trophy that he earned? That was an earned trophy. I can see it was like a Mark McGwire type situation where y'all was like, well, he was taking steroids. Oh my goodness, he took steroids. Actually, when Mark McGwire was hitting those home runs, if we're all being honest, if we're all being honest, when Mark McGwire was doing those, they were legal. Yeah, Yeah, don't get it twisted. Those are new. Steroid usage is not a new thing in baseball. Steroid punishment was definitely new. And for some of those players that aren't in the Hall of Fame because of steroids, I feel like still it's a little bit of bullshit. I ain't gonna lie, that's a little bit of BS. But Barry Bonds, I don't think Barry Bonds ever tested positive. Why is Barry Bonds not in the Hall of Fame? If show me a positive test, I would love to see a positive test from Barry Bonds. If there is one, now shut the fuck up. But I've never heard of a positive test for Barry Bonds on steroids. I've never heard of one. I think even Barry Bonds has said, I've never had a positive test. So why aren't they in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. Why are trophies being taken away after the fact? I don't understand. What happened on that field, whatever happened on the outside, especially if there's money being transpired, I don't think it affects shit on the field. I know people are like, "Whoa, Pete Rose could have bet it while he was playing," but did he get caught while he was playing, or did he get caught while he was managing? There's a difference because he didn't get caught while he was playing. Because if he would have got caught while he was playing, that's a whole different story. He got caught when he was a manager. And the problem is that Pete Rose also still lives in Vegas. So, I mean, that could be also a big fucking problem. Well, everywhere's sports gambling now. So I don't care what anybody says. Like, that's a whole different egg to crack right there. So hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. Woo. Sorry, I was not doing cocaine. I was sniffling. Okay, just my allergies are kicking my ass right now. Oh my gosh. So I took like this Alka-Seltzer night. And shit ain't doing it. It ain't doing shit, man. I took 2 of them motherfuckers. Ain't doing shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're going back to Zyrtec. Oh yeah, Zyrtec knocks this shit out. But sorry. But that's all I want. That's all really. I'm just like about time Reggie getting his Heisman Trophy, man. I'm clapping it up for this man. I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he can pretty much live in peace with that, and also hopefully put his Heisman back in UFC because that's complete bullshit. That's bullshit. How many of those kids? Let's be real. How many of them motherfuckers was taking money? I can tell you probably 90% of them motherfuckers. Not even half. 90% of the motherfuckers are taking money from boosters. Sorry. Just sucks. You know what I mean? Because it's about who gets caught and who doesn't. And apparently he got caught, and that's just what it is. But LeBron James' mom was driving around in a fucking Range Rover or what was it, 300 or Escalade or some shit while he was in high school. But we don't talk about that, right? That's not a thing that we talk about, even though it was talked about and just got swept under the rug very fucking quickly. Interesting. I'm just putting it out there, just putting out different stories for different days. But here we go. And then Reggie, and also Reggie Super Bowl champion. Just put it out there. Everybody forget he is a Super Bowl champ. Congratulations to him. Hold on. All right. Goodness gracious. Hold on. Let me mute this shit real quick. Just 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Woo! There we go. All right. Feel a little bit better now. Needed to get rid of that. All right. Lastly, I watched My Hero Academia. I finally watched the second half of it after the invasion arc of the villains. This one is the what did they call this? The Dark Vigilante. When Deku like literally started learning all the vestiges powers and started beating the shit out of everything that came his way. Really started fighting crime on his own. Started doing his own, like, he's really, if we're being honest, he was on this Spider-Man / Batman type shit. Like he was trying to be bait for All For One. That's literally what he was doing. And the fights that he had to go through and the problems that he had to solve very quickly as a young dude, like, it's crazy how his transformation from season 1 to like to the end of season 6, how not quickly, how much he has transferred, how much is he transformed into almost a number one hero. Like, the dude was taking people out. They were like, yo, like, one of them was like, All Might was like, yo, he took out, there's another assassin that came after him. Don't worry. He got him instantly. He beat him instantly. What? Deku was having trouble with Mr. Criminal. Like, he was having a little trouble with him. And he is folding assassins in one episode? He had a little trouble with Mr. Criminal, Mr. Gentleman Criminal, whatever. Yeah, the gentleman criminal, criminal gentleman. What are the fucking two? Listen, he was having trouble with him. All right, he had gentle. That's what it was. Gentle criminal. That's what it was. And he's having a little trouble with him. But what I always liked about Deku was it was on site with every villain. It didn't matter. It was on site. Like Muscle, he had trouble with him the first time they fought. Second time they fought, beat the shit out of him easily. Beat the fuck out of him. I mean, like, he was folding people easily by himself. And you can kind of see that the burden was. I love anime. This is why animes are so cool. It's because they do relate to life in a little bit. I know you guys don't believe it, but they do relate to life in a way that, like, you can understand it, and you understand the feelings, and you have the same feelings as these people, as these characters, as this kid. Like, for me, with, like, man, dealing with different types of problems and things like that, I don't want to burden other people. I don't put my problems onto other people. I don't want to put my problems onto other people. I want to solve it. I have to solve it myself. You know what I'm saying? I have to shoulder the load, especially if it's on me, if I'm the bait. You know what I'm saying? If it's on me, I got to shoulder that load, man. I'll cry in my own corner. I'll beat myself down till I'm tired and everything like that. It's like, I got to do that because there's nothing, you know what I mean? I don't want to put that on anyone else. And I'm watching Deku fight these criminals by himself. And it's just like, man, I understand, bro. And I understood, like, when I was watching, what the fuck? Hold on, y'all. 1 second, because that's weird. I'm about to close the door because this fucking. I've been watching too many damn scary movies. I mean, like, too many damn ghost adventure shit. That's the fucking problem. My fault. My bad, y'all. Okay, there we go. I've been watching too many ghost adventure shits. That's my problem. But I was sitting here watching watching it. I was just like, I can completely relate, dog. I completely relate with what's going on. I understand that feeling where you don't want to endanger anyone else, but you don't want to, like, for me, it's like I don't want to have someone feeling the same pressure or same emotional energy that I'm giving off, especially if I'm very emotional. Like, I don't want to, I gotta deal with it myself, you know. And when the whole class 1A came to go get him and bring him back, and he was like, look, man, y'all can't keep up with me, man. It's like, what? Keep up with you? Fuck you. First of all, fuck you, Deku. Okay, you were just like the lowest ranked out of all of us, a year ago. Okay, so fuck off. Okay, don't think you're just better than us because you have 8 other people inside of you. Fuck. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put that on us. But I like it because I was getting emotional with the class. I was getting emotional because I'm like, yo, that's me, dog. I'm Deku. That's me. That's the thought process that I go through. Is like, I don't want to, I gotta do it by myself. If there's no one else, and there's no one else that can do it, only I can do it. Only I can solve this problem. Only I can get, like, when it's really a cry for help. If I tell you I'm good, like, you might want to check on me a little bit, especially when the energy ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And with him, it's just like I'm fine. And I liked what they said. They was like, he's just gonna tell us that he's fine. That's all he's gonna tell us. That's just who he is. He doesn't want anyone else to deal with it. And you go through all the flashbacks, and and you just sit there and watch. You're just like, fuck, man. And you start to think to yourself, like, damn, I can't do this on my own. There's a lot of shit I can't do on my own. And you watching him, and it's just like, fuck. This is speaking to me, and I don't like it. I hate when these shows speak to me, man. It bothers me so much. And I love that Bakio finally admitted that, like, he shouldn't have been bullying him. Like, it should have been just straight, yo, man, I'm sorry, pretty much type deal. And, like, it's emotional, man. It really tugs at you a little bit because these are supposed to be, high school kids. These kids just got into high school. They should be excited. They have these powers. They're walking around doing this, and this dude has to fight one of the biggest battles ever, which is against himself. He's going to harm himself. He's like, he's gonna work himself to the bone until what I'm saying, he's in exhaustion. They're like, yo, he's the only reason that we can win. He said he's the only way we can win, and he can't be just battered and bruised and tired. All like they were like, look at you, bro. You look like a fucking villain. Like your clothes are tattered, like your clothes are fucked up. You have injuries that aren't healed, and it's just you haven't slept. You're tired. I know it. I understand you burning the candle at both ends, man, and just mostly to clear your head, and at the same time, mostly to find out information, try to chip at a fucking wall that just keeps building up behind the next wall. There's another wall building up, and you try to do it on your own every time. And it sucks, man. It really does. It's really a mirror type. That was a mirror episode for me, for sure. I know I shouldn't have got so much out of an anime that like that, but I did. It really spoke to me. And that episode, like I was on the verge. I don't give a fuck. I can be vulnerable with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm vulnerable with y'all. Like last year around this time, I probably just came very dangerously close to crying on the pod, man. It's just that was one of the harder episodes I ever did. I definitely don't want to have to do that episode anytime soon ever again. But that I feel like I can be vulnerable with y'all. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm talking in the ether. But I'm being vulnerable with y'all because that's who we're supposed. This is what this is supposed to be. This is why I'm wearing I didn't even know I was wearing this fucking shirt. That's crazy. But yeah, man. Like I said, like I really related to that whole dark villain saga. I mean, dark vigilante saga. Because I'm just like, yeah, bro. I understand, bro. When you feel like you're the only one that can solve the problem. You're the only one that can fight the problem of. Like even the pro heroes were like, we knew he was going to go on his own. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when he was going to go rogue on us and start trying to search for bro on his own. And it took Class 1A to bring him back, and it was lovely to watch, man. You just wanted to sit there and just fucking not you. I wanted to just sit there and just bawl my fucking eyeballs out, but I was like, I'm too much of man to cry. But not seriously though. But dead ass, it was definitely a good mirror moment for your boy. It was definitely a good one. So like I said, this tomorrow the new season starts, and also the day after that, the new season of Demon Slayer starts. Yes! Woo! Animes are back! And also Ninjagami came out. So we're going to talk about that probably on Sunday. So we might do a Demon Slayer. Should we do a Demon Slayer My Hero Sundays? Oh, what? Should we? Who knows? We might. So, yeah, so that's going to be the show for today. But first, I want to let you guys know there is a live podcast happening at Comapalooza. Yeah, May 24th to the 26th is happening, baby. It's happening. Woo! Y'all already know the date. I'll be there Friday, May 24th at 7 p.m. on the dot. You forgot. I'll be on the main floor of the podcast, pretty much on the podcast show floor. So it's pretty cool. Very cool, very exciting, very scary. Also, if you're a part of the Patreon, you would also know what the subject is. Ha! So you should be probably part of the Patreon. I'm just putting it out there. The Patreon's only $3.99. But letting you guys know, Comapalooza is happening May 24th through the 26th. Hopefully you guys are already get your tickets. Definitely go get your tickets now. Just put it out there. I'm being very honest that these tickets, it's not that they will go fast. I'm not going to say something like that, but ticket prices will go up for sure. So you want to get them before the date. You know what I'm saying? Because at door prices, you already know, convention stuff. And also have your pocketbooks ready. Just put it out there. You're going to want to buy prints, t-shirts. That's where I get my t-shirts most of the time, is at Comapalooza. And also get like prints and different comic books signed by the artist sometimes and things like that. I think I have I'll have to find it. I think I have a Ninja Turtles one. The dude that did The Last Ronin, or did some part of The Last Ronin. Hopefully he's there this year. I want him to sign that shit because I'm very excited. I'm signing that. I'm sorry. I did not mean to say that word. I'm sorry, guys. But definitely want them to sign it. That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, so you have comic book artists come there. You have Ming who Meng is going to be there again for like the 20th year in a row. Cool. I love it. Meng, yo, he's a mainstay at Comic Palooza. It's crazy how like I watch Comic Book Men and like he's the main one that comes there every year. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to be there. That's so awesome, man. I love it. I love it. Also, big thing is that we're having most of the cast of The Office. Not, it's going to be like, I think it's no, not Kevin. It's Oscar. Oscar, Creed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Creed is my favorite. I don't care what anybody says. Creed was my favorite character. I'm very excited to see him at Comic Palooza. I love The Office. I know you guys are probably like, wow, that's the most, non-black thing you can say. But I watched a few episodes of Friends too. So whatever. But Office is going to be like the Office crew is going to be there. Very excited. I know I talked about the Back to the Future crew, of course, and also Star Trek Strange Worlds crew is going to be there too. I just can't wait. I think there's going to be way more announcements coming. I know I keep talking about John Cena, but John Cena, hopefully we see him there. Terrible joke. And so definitely go get your tickets now. This is not a joke. This is not a straight this is a straight advertisement / you better go get your tickets. Come see your boy on Friday night. Also, Friday nights are very cool because they have like a whole like club scene in the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor. It's cool. It's cool. And they had like arcades last time, like old school arcades with Pac-Man and things like that. You could go have some fun. And they had this big ass robot dancing around and things. It's very, very awesome. Y'all don't miss out on this. This is a great opportunity. And if you like certain actors and stuff, you can go on their lines and you can have a conversation with them, maybe a 2-second conversation, but it's a conversation. And maybe get a photo op or things like, yo, go get your tickets. Also, cosplayers, this is heaven for cosplayers. Just putting it out there. You like to go get dressed up as, I don't know, Deku. Who knows? Or Ichigo or other people. That's what you want to do. Doctor Who's, any of the Doctor Who's. I just saw a Doctor Who advertisement. That's mostly why Doctor Who came to mind. I don't know why that was one of the first things that came to mind. Also, I took a picture with Ninja Turtle. I think it was Leonardo. Couldn't find Michelangelo to save my life. This bothers me more than anything else. But it was Leonardo, the leader, because I'm a leader and he's a leader. So that's how we connect like that. So, but no, seriously though, if you want to go dress up and things like that, get dressed up, I'm telling you, that's a whole different art form that I can never get into. I can't do it because I'm not that creative. I'm not artistically creative. That's just not who I am. But I enjoy seeing people artistically create themselves. Artistically express themselves. There's the word, express themselves, especially with their favorite animes. You know what I'm saying? It's so cool. I love seeing it, man. So definitely go check out Compalooza. You guys don't miss out. It's at the George R. Brown Convention Center, May 24th through the 26th. It is Memorial Day weekend, so you have off. So I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear it. So with that, I want to say I love all of you. Where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find this is the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. Crap. Of course, this is the last part. Please leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and also on Spotify. Let me know how you're doing on Spotify. And go sign up for the Patreon. I'm telling you. Patreon users, just putting it out there, letting you guys know Cruise is Screwed is coming back on Friday. On tomorrow. Cruise is Screwed is coming back. Cruise is Screwed is coming back. Just in case people don't know what Cruise is Screwed is. Cruise is Screwed is when I drink some screwball whiskey and talk about certain subjects. And this week, we're talking about Philadelphia sports while drinking. It's going to be awesome. So with that, I want to say I love all of you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces. Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Deuces.